Hi guys, it's Kevin, and in this video I'm going to try to give you a complete overview of what you can expect during your first year of publishing on Amazon KDP. Since I know most of you are pretty new to the field, so it's good to have some realistic expectations to aim to and know what you can actually realistically achieve in the first year, like excluding all the guru promises or like whatever. Before getting started, as always, a little disclaimer. I'm talking about a person that is committed and dedicated to the craft. So not someone that is just trying to make some quick bucks, making like extra $100, trying to copy paste some ChatGPT generated stuff and see what happens. So throw stuff to the wall and hope they sticks. I'm talking about someone that is committed to try, fail, and learn and improve through the process. Okay? Very important to have this very clear in your mind. And now let's go to see my first year on Amazon KDP results, before seeing obviously my last year, which was like way better, as you can imagine. So this is the royalties I generated in 2020, which was my first year of Amazon KDP. $2,300 of royalties. And I think the profit was literally zero, because like deducting the ads, it was $500, but then I've spent the same amount in creating my books, okay? So I was at zero, flat zero. It was a purely learning year. And what I've learned, guys, during this year, the main thing is that the process I was using, like that was inside a standard 997 course. And by the way, the course that is on sale today, they still teach this exact process, which I don't know why it really doesn't make sense. But like, it started with doing some keyword research on Amazon, looking for topics that had already free profitable books as a proof of concept and lower search result, less than 1,000, which again, search result doesn't really say anything to us about the book, because it is going to include every book that has like maybe this keyword in the description or everywhere. So, you know, it's really a useless data. Like I completely ignored that after this first year. Then create a standard quality product, trying to tweak, improve some in the cover, create a better title, you know, just doing some little tweaks. But pretty much the concept was the same as all the other competitors. And then it was about like trying to get more reviews, as much reviews and as much sales in the first 30 days to compete. And it was the only way, because like if you just do some little tweaks to the cover and interior or whatever, like the only differentiation then is the reviews. And then focusing, another important point that like really changed the game for me, because initially I was only focusing on Amazon.com, so only English speaking market. And another very big issue, and which really like killed my business, because the profit was literally zero. Like this was the best month. So you might say, okay, after 6 months, you're already making like $600. It's not bad at all. But if you could see like the ad spend, so there is also another dashboard where you can see like the total net profit was around minus $50. So my best month, I made minus $50 because I spent everything in Amazon ads. And the reason is I was just using a very close targeting, so only just a few targets, and obviously the cost is higher, because if you target only the keyword that is precisely to your book, then more people are going to compete there, and you know they are going to compete because you are publishing in keywords that are already crowded. Okay, does it make sense to you? So I used like a more broad, I would use a more broad target, you know, and I will explain you like now in 5 minutes. If you just take 3 minutes probably, I will explain you how to do that. But let's first go to see how it has changed now. So my last year of publishing, which I've done 137x compared to here. So if it's not a linear growth, like 137x is like a lot percent more. And I made $328,000 in royalties, okay? With an ad spend around 100K, probably slightly less, I don't remember exactly. But this is my 2024 of publishing. As you can see, pretty steady income. Obviously, we have some like month where my books are selling more. Like December, we made $68,000 in a single month, like in 1 month, okay, like literally 31 days. And then other month, 30K, like in summer, we easily reach 30K, 25K, okay. Like this is the average. Average, I think, is around 30 grand, a bit less, $28,000 per month on average, which is insane for me. But like, this is a very realistic results to achieve in 5 years, guys. Like, you are thinking very short term, But if you set like your time frame longer, like to 5 years, for example, this is a very, very realistic thing. I didn't discover any like wizardry or like, it was just about testing and testing and testing and finding a strategy that works for me. And now let's see this strategy that works for me, which is pretty much introducing new concepts on the market instead of just trying to compete. Like I try to innovate, and there is a process to do that, guys. It's not like trying to guess and hoping that it works. You can innovate and still prove that what you're trying to innovate is gonna work. Okay. Focus on high value, low and medium content books, and the reason is they're easier and cheaper to create, and you can actually provide a 5-star product. Like actually really provide a 5-star product. In fact, I got thousands and thousands of reviews of 5 stars. So I mean, this is just how it works. And for all those who doesn't know, like low and medium content are kind of more graphical books. So like workbooks, activity books, facts, guide for teens, kids, or whatever, all these type of things. And it logically makes sense that they're easier to create, right? And it's easier to provide a 5-star product. Because with the knowledge you currently have, it's more than enough for teaching a kids like pretty much everything. Stop caring about competitor reviews, all this sort of stuff. Like I completely ignore them. I don't even like think about them, honestly. I just go on my way. Add layer to the book to make them competitor proof, because I don't care about competitor when I publish, but then competitors are join the niche because they see I am selling a lot of copies. All my books are successful, so they will be ripped off and copied by people. What I do to prevent that is add layers to my book. Like to create this consistent income, guys, you need to protect your book from the competition. And the competitors will be confused because they don't know what's the original content or the idea of your book. And so they will develop on what they can see and not on what was your actual and real plan. So it's gonna like completely mislead them, and they're like, it's gonna take years for someone to take over, and literally years. Sometimes it never happens. Like a book published 4 or 5 years ago and nobody still has cracked the code to beat me. So it's very important also to keep these in consideration. I made a video specifically on layers. I might just link in the description, or you can check it on my channel. It's a super important concept and you will benefit of it if you learn how to do that. Very broad ad campaign. Okay, so to find cheaper targets to rank in. So instead of just adding like 10 keywords to my campaign, I add like 300 or 500. And this way I find like untapped, pretty much untapped, with like super low bid keywords to rank in. I also made a free video, and there is also a free course inside my free school community. Everything is free. So you might just join it and check it out. And I'm publishing in every single marketplace. Europe, US, Canada, etc. I am European myself. I'm from Italy, so I have a little edge, obviously, since I know the language. But I've been making like many money in countries where I don't speak the language, like France or Germany. So it's super effective as well. And this is also what I focus with my students, because most of them are actually European. So we really leverage their knowledge in their own language, and we make like I don't want to say easy money because it doesn't exist easy money, but knowing a good strategy and knowing a language is like, it's easy in easy way. You also avoid like hiring initially, so you can just build a cheat code to speed up all the process. Now let's see realistic results of other people. Okay, like not me. Obviously, I'm the guru. I know everything. So for me, it's easy. You might think, which is obviously not, because I've shown you that it's not. But let's see what my private students have been achieving within 6 months on average. Okay, this is the average. Some people made more, some people made less. But after 180 days, the average, I can obviously not say the yearly because it was after 6 months. But the average of my first students was $4,075 per month after their 6 months of working one-on-one with me. Excluding previous royalties they were already generating was $3,700. And the thing is, we just literally applied this simple process, and with my help, obviously, like you skip all the trial and error because I tell you do this and this is gonna sell, and they can tell you in advance after like making 100 and more bestsellers. We just work right away on the thing that's gonna work. I tell them to do this, and this was the result, guys. I mean, I think this is really, it can be improved because I was just at the beginning of my coaching journey. Now, obviously, all the resources, I've learned how to do it. I created way better content, like supportive content. And that's how we are allowed to get this. But I'm pretty sure if for the ones that I will coach this year, those results will be way better, like 90% sure. And the cheat code is really like focus on result-driven approach, not care about all this like, kind of publishing concept of keyword competitors, etc. Just care about giving the customer what they actually want in the way they want, named the way they want to be named, and with the layer they actually want. Okay, and there is like a strategy for this, guys. It might seem random words, but like if you check also the video I add in the description for free, you will understand way better. And if you want to be inside this, to improve this average, maybe if you want to make a bit more of this and help me to increase this as much as possible, only if you're really motivated, guys. Like really, if you're just doing some AI, I don't have anything against AI. Obviously, we use AI in the process. In fact, I'm making a full AI course that will be available like during this month, which includes everything, hours and hours of testing. But if you just trying it and see what happens, maybe you can make extra $300. This is not for you. Very, very specific. But if you're really serious about working, you have time, you have at least 5-6 hours per week, 8 even better, and some money to invest in the business, then you can apply to help me to increase this, and that will help you to achieve financial freedom and stop worrying about your job, etc. Just you can apply with the link in the description. And other than that, guys, like this video if it gives you a good information and useful overview. You can achieve this, okay, by yourself potentially. It's not gonna take 6 months, like 99% of the cases, but in maybe 12 to 18 months, you can get to this level like quite easily just by like testing and testing and testing. And yeah, guys, nothing more. Like the video, comment whatever you want to comment, subscribe to the channel, watch the video that I add in the description, and apply for a one-on-one call that you will have with me if you're interested in being my student. Other than that, it was good to have you here. I will see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.